Power Bill. Peace to the God. Highs Eats. Wanna love. Victorious. Alright. Father you. Peace. Yeah, we got a brother here already. Ambition to win. He's in the front. He's about to come in a minute. Oh, Victorious, the t-shirt quality. Which t-shirt you got? You got the Mythbusters, right? Yeah, those is champion shirts. Those are champion shirts, Victorious. Tell them, man. The hoodies is champion too. True self, peace. Okay, God. Yeah, I ain't get a chance to check y'all. You both go to the well now. Ah, man. I like the Griselda catch, man. Come on. Peace, somebody. Hey, Allah. Cure la cura. Peace.
I'm real tired, but look, I brought this because I wanted you to look at that because that's something that I Googled, and I wanted to know, how you know what I'm saying, if that's the right and exact information. I know that the Crusade War lasted for 199 years because I had history about that when I used to study plus lessons to get understanding from my degrees. And I was coming up, when I was building last week upon the 551 years old, that's how I came up with that number of Christianity being that when we take Jerusalem from the past 750 years or 199 years from the Crusade War. But being that it's been a long time since I understood like that Buddhism degree, 35,000 years, I really don't recall none of that history. See, about all that, I Googled that, but I brought it to your attention just to see how how you look at it.
Yeah, we see it from the devils 750 years ago. Right, so, well, here's the thing. Which crusades are these?
The Crusade Wars when they was fighting in the holy city of Jerusalem.
And how many crusades were there?
That's
three.
There was three major crusades for Jerusalem.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? You see, Reconquista is also a part of the Crusades. That's a crusade. And look, the crusade was continued in America. When they left and came over here, that was also a crusade. Once they declared the crusade, and especially when the Spanish started doing their thing, then it became, look, anywhere we find these people on the planet, we're going to get it in with them.
Okay.
So that was one of the reasons they were so willing to kill when they got over here, because that also was a part of the crusade. You know what I'm saying? But Yeah, this is the science right here, but just
You see, the years is all, I was trying to come up with the years because I was saying, how it lasts that long because the years was all crazy.
right. But see, look, you got to make sure. You see, because this one right here that you're talking about 750 years ago, right? That's the second crusade.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? You know, and then after that, you had really like 3 more crusades. There was a third crusade, right? There was a children's crusade, and there was one other major one. But you had so many different crusades where people was going over there, right? But then they was getting caught up for different reasons and never making it to Jerusalem. You see what I mean? But there was crusades that's left. But just, you know, make sure you know which crusades you're talking about.
Okay, so that's the second crusade when they was fighting in Jerusalem.
No, the second crusade is the one where we took the city.
From the devil.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? The first crusade, they came over there and they took over, you know, certain parts of the land, right? Then Saladin kicked them out, and they came back for another crusade.
Let me put on my glasses because I can't really see like that without. I got bifocals.
Again, matter of fact, tell the guys out there in the front to come in.
Yeah, the God said y'all can come in. It says something about Saladin here. Look.
Right.
Alright, bro. Yeah, well, yeah. Don't worry about the scripture. Say we'll get another one. Peace to God.
Okay, I'm gonna go, man. I got to go home.
You out of your money?
I got to go home, man.
Where you at, Jamal?
I'm in
P-Long?
Medina, yeah, Medina.
You in Medina?
I want to move to P-Long, but I'm in Medina right now.
Alright.
Yeah,
Alright.
this is right exact science on the crusades right here.
Hey, yo, baby. If I go away anymore, come see Jamal. And Jamal look out for you till I come home. Where's Bond? I'm
Right? Jamal.
Lord Hashim, Jakim, J. Baldwin, Rakim.
So, man, it's good. So I have to come out my pocket and pay for the guard camera, you see? Oh, it's hot here.
Lord Shalak. Here we got, hold on. We got Ambition to Win is here with us today. Supposed to have a couple people coming. Universal, peace. Alright. So what we got today? So what we got today?
Peace.
Peace.
My name is Righteous Kareem Allah. Most people just call me Kareem. Kareem. Mathematics is culture or freedom. Culture is life we live. Culture is our God. Studying, trying to live our life fullest and show and prove. And move in good orderly direction. Obey the God of the universe and just to live that out each and every day. each and every way. Freedom is the freedom to free the dumb, to teach what you know. If you just know one lesson, just do your best to teach it to someone who doesn't know it.
So you got your 120 on cap, right?
Yeah.
All right. But you see,
I'm
man.
not- I mean,
What's today's degree in the actual facts?
lakes and rivers cover 1 million.
Square miles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 1 million. So you can't just say a million. Could mean $1 million. You
Right.
gotta tell them a million what? You see what I'm saying? Because see, you know, we got certain degrees, right, that tell us that what is the square miles of the planet Earth, right?
Right.
How many square miles is used by the original man? Then you got other degrees that say, you know, the original man knows every inch of it.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So you gotta let us know. You talking about inches, you talking about miles, you talking about square, you talking about linear, you talking cubic. You understand what I'm saying? All these is different things. But nah, you got it though.
Always renew your history. I know it. We all need to renew our history at points.
But we gotta renew it every day.
Right.
It's not, you know, nobody just got the lessons, you know what I'm saying, on cap where they don't have to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Now you have people that they don't have to look at the paper, right? Because they quote it so much.
Right.
So they may rarely actually look at the paper, but if they didn't quote it like that, you understand what I'm saying? It tells you all over the lessons, different times and places where the original man lost knowledge of himself. You understand what I mean? Some of them was without the Caucasian man on the set. You see what I'm saying? See, that's letting you know that, yeah, you could easily stray away. You know what I'm saying? That's not, you know. So what about you, son, God?
But I know the degrees, God. I'm on the 32nd degree in the 140.
All right, now look, I'm gonna have to start changing the question, right? What degrees can you quote? You know what I'm saying?
I could probably quote all the way to the last degree in the 140, but sometimes I don't remember the questions and I get them confused, like between the 20th and the 30th because they're so similar. But I basically know it, but I take my time because I don't want to say that I'm on this degree and then don't fully know it like that. But I could probably quote the whole 140.
That's just the practice.
Yeah, that's just I need to just keep memorizing it till I get it all down packed for sure. Where you can like ask me, what's the 16th degree? What's the 36th degree? What's the 11th degree? And like that. That's when you know it.
Well, you know, that's the you know, see with the lessons, right? Especially Supreme Mathematics and Supreme Alphabet, you gotta know it, what it is. Like the first thing we do, we come in, we learn it. Knowledge, wisdom, understanding. You understand what I mean? Then we learn what it means. Knowledge means this, wisdom means that. But see, eventually, you gotta learn how it works. You understand what I'm saying? How it really fit together and interact. You see what I mean? And once you get to the level of how it works, then you gotta have all the numbers.
Right, and exact.
Yeah, to be able to see the understanding in that degree from this degree.
Cause the last week when you asked me the 25th degree, I quoted the other degree, and then I went on to the 26th degree. You know, and you asked me the 25th degree, and I think I had it right or wrong. But then you said no. Then I quoted the right degree, and then I went to the other degree. That's when you stopped. You said nah. If we was in another class, then you can do that, but not now.
That's why I say it's just the practice of quoting it. You know, anything that you got to do, right, is a certain amount of muscle memory. in everything that you're doing physically. You understand what I mean? Like, if people could go and learn how to box, you know what I mean? And just, you know, the jab. So that even when you see them and they get dazed, they still going through the motion because the physical, the muscle memory, they put that knowledge into their cells like that.
I think that I could go all.
And it's the same thing with quoting the lessons.
Yeah, I could quote it all the way from the student enrollment all the way to the 33rd degree and the 140.
All right, now look, here's what's gonna happen. Right?
What's the 33rd degree to 140?
The what?
What's the 33rd degree to 140?
33rd degree and the 140.
What's the real Muslim? No.
What is
What's
a
the
real devil? And what is a real devil? Any grafted man.
No.
What is a real devil?
Any man made.
Any man made weak and wicked, or any live grafted germ from the original is devil.
Work yourself. Now, who was that talking about? That's two people was talking about. Any man made weak or wicked. Any man made weak or wicked.
Okay.
Now, I'm saying our nature, what's our nature? That of righteous. But it's saying, what's a real devil? Any man made weak or wicked. But we already know any live grafted germ from the original is a devil. That's a Caucasian. Any live grafted germ is a Caucasian. That's the real devil. But it also said any man made weak or wicked. It tells us tells us how Yaakov made the devil. So after the final prophecy, then germ became white and weak. It was no more original. You know what I'm saying? So any man, so it's saying any man, you become weak and wicked. You say after Father Prophet, also his blood he became weak and wicked, and he was no more the same. So anyway, so it's saying any man made weak and wicked. It's talking about two different people. Any man made weak and wicked, or any live grafted germ original was devil. So it's talking about black and the Caucasian. Because I'm saying association brings about assimilation. You'll find some people, their nature is righteousness, but they here advocating the devil's law. They hear his helpers. In these last days of time, the devil and his helpers might have to go. You know what I'm saying? We might not have to save all of the people in Armageddon. Some black people might have to go too. Because they have been made weak and wicked, and they fight harder for the devil than they'll fight for you. They'll fight hard for the devil, and he might fight for himself. They call them house niggas sometimes. But some things, you know what I mean, you know, they have field niggas and house niggas. But these are the ones that come and say, we here trying to apply our freedom. We gonna burn this field down, we gonna kill Master, and we get ready to go to freedom. And he said, Master, them niggas plotting against us, sir. You know, man. That's wicked. He won't tell because we try to fight for freedom. But I'm just saying, not to knock what you say, because you right in that, because you quoted the degree. Not that you go up with bomb, but you said it. You said you can go from the knowledge degree to the understanding degree, God, and you show the proof. Excuse me, not to interrupt you, but you show the proof, God. So that's peace, Almighty.
You got L. Lowry, Born Jamal is in here, Sincere, Born Asiatic. Lord Shallah, that's Knowledge Allah that I was just building.
Oh, that's God, Knowledge Allah. Peace to the God. Oh, I know we take.
Yeah, let's go live, because...
Oh, peace, Almighty God. This is God, Knowledge Allah. I'm just here adding on to the cipher. Excuse me if I interrupted.
God. We all add, you know.
I'm here to help put us straight in all things. If I have knowledge of it, that's what we all are. That's what A-alike is. Allah alike. And Allah alike through the what? Realization of our mind. You know what I'm saying? That's what we are, A-alike. You know what I'm saying? Because we in the same mind state. You know what I'm saying? One like many. You know what I'm saying? All leg, all him, he. All Allah, he. This is what we are. You know what I'm saying? Ourself, Lord and Master. Peace, God.
Peace. So, now we up to ambition. So, what's your name, God?
My government,
The attribute.
that's
Yeah.
my first
Nah. Whatever your name is.
I'm Ambition on the chat.
No, but what's your name?
Josh Black.
Josh Black. All right, Josh. So, how you first came in tune with the videos?
So I've been trying to search for knowledge itself for many years. Like many years, I started out in Kemet. Like I was watching videos online, and I just wanted to find like what's the real history of ourselves. And so I started there, and I started watching some conscious brothers online, and I started watching. And I was trying to get more in depth, try to get more knowledge. But it just seemed like it was never ever an answer to anything. So I could never get clear on anything. Then I stumbled upon a Dick Gregory quote that said, you God and I'm God. And I kept watching that over and over and over, and I kept trying to figure out, what is he talking about? But he never would go into full detail about what he was talking about. And then one day I found a message that said the black man is God, and it sparked my interest. And I've always from my background, always never added up everything. Everything could never add up. And so one day I found a brother, King Asiatic, on YouTube, and I started watching the Supreme Mathematics. And I started memorizing everything I could find. I just kept getting information on, trying to get information on this, information on that. And it recommended your page to me, and I hit on it, and you went live, and I was watching ever since. It was probably about 3 weeks ago that I found your page.
All right.
Yeah.
And what's your physical? How old are you?
I'm
Just say it regular.
Right, cool.
You ain't got it yet.
Yeah,
Look. We expect you to be an 85 right now. You just come. It's okay.
Don't shoot for yourself.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, all you gotta do is say what it is. Cause see, look, if you can't be on this level, how you gonna get to the next level? You gotta master each step by step. You see what I mean? So, see how you with your story you just telling us. That's your story of mastering that first level. You know what I mean? Through seeking knowledge.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
That's true, bro.
So you have fasted the 3 days, right?
Yeah, I'm on, man. Look, you said we was gonna eat today. I'm still on my water, yo. I'm still on my water, man. But yeah, I caught my flight this morning and got here. So yeah, we still on our 3rd day. And you were right. You said after that 2nd day, I went through my whole route that day and killed the route. It's
that's what I'm saying. Once you start to learn that the mind power over the body, it don't be that bad. You know what I'm saying? Some brothers they challenge themselves like that where they start going 5 days, 7 days. You know what I'm saying? But it's to show and prove, man, that mind power over matter.
And you know what else to add on to, if I may, where they show you ever see some people. They even have a phrase, they're called nigger-titis, where people eat too much food and it makes your thought heavy. You eat a heavy meal, you want to just lay down and just make your thoughts heavy. But that's why when we fast, it makes your thoughts lighter. You know what I'm saying? You elevate high. This is why we are taught to fast. Because when you fast, it's like how you eat too much food and make you heavy. When you eat less food, you're elevating high. Your thoughts is on a more higher level. We're born to Allah. Like you said, you felt like that, so you felt elevated. You felt higher. You're more into a conscious state of mind, a mental, because this is mind over matter. So this is what we teach, how to eat to live. So word bar, what you just said, how you said how you ate and didn't eat and you felt lighter. And I just brought that up for the medical way. When you eat heavy, all of us, if we eat a heavy meal, we like this. Damn, you ready to take a nap.
Yeah.
And the same by vice versa. When you eat fast, your thoughts are elevating higher. You know what I'm saying? That's why we are taught to fast. Showing that we deny ourselves food, which is legal. Showing how much other stuff we must deny ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
Peace.
Whatever that
Peace,
is.
Lord.
But yo, that's peace. I like
Peace
that.
of the gods.
Peace, God. This is an elevating class, God. And I'm the God, God. What is your name, Almighty God?
Darkim Be Allah.
Darkim Be Allah, God. Knowledge Allah is getting ready to leave. But I want to say, this is very enlightening. And Word Bar, I like how the God is conducting this class. Because Word Bar, this is pure elevation here. I'm feeling the elevation. Peace, God. Word Bar, I'm feeling the elevation. Everything going here. You know, and I wish I could stay here a little longer to add on. Peace, but peace. Allah is God. Always have been, always will be. Peace, God. Keep
Peace.
building, Almighty.
Peace.
Peace.
Black seed, keep
Law
on
will
growing.
manifest law.
Peace, Almighty God. God knows all. This is precious Queen.
Peace.
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 Come on, Queen.
Lord Shallah, ask where you from. Ambition.
I'm originally from D.C. I lived in Maryland, then I moved to South Carolina, and that's where I reside right now.
Let me see that paper right there you got.
Yeah, I was gonna bring it up. This is these are the only lessons I've ever had in our nation.
That's from Umar class, right? Those lessons.
Yeah.
This is
See, if you, well, the reason I quoted the actual facts like I did is because I learned from those lessons there.
huh? Well, nah, they should have all of them should have what's in it. If it don't got that, it's not. What's oh. Oh, it does only say 1 million here.
Yeah, mine said 1 million too.
Yeah, that's not right. 1 million what?
1 million square miles, you gotta say.
Yeah.
That when I said that in the class, he said, it don't say square. Umar told me like that. He said, it don't say square miles. I said 1 million. He said, it don't say, I said square miles after that. He said, it don't say that.
See, I don't
So
argue.
that's not right?
I don't argue with brothers that had the knowledge in the 60s about what they lessons say.
Me neither. I respect
However,
my elder. You know?
however,
Mhm. That's not how we
you know,
got it.
yeah, I know some other firstborns and they lessons got square miles in it.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You know, see, the way I deal with the lessons, you know what I mean, in terms of anything you see like that, this is just the paper. But you gotta go out there. You know what I'm saying? You know, I quote my lessons in Pelon, Mecca, Medina, the desert. You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And when the people see, because we the ones that write the lessons, God. We the ones that write the history. You see what I mean? You could get anything on the paper. That don't mean the paper is right. You understand what I'm saying? If you got a paper that say something and the whole nation is saying, no, God, the degree says this, then you need to consider whether you looking at your paper as a holy book. You understand what I'm saying? That was written, translated, and transcribed, and all these people was holy people and infallible. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, like, you know, you got the original person that wrote it. Let's suppose they was infallible. But ever since then, you know, whether it's a book, whether it's the lessons, it's copies of it. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, any person could have put a typo at any error. You know what I'm saying? You know. Plus, you gotta remember in the beginning, right? Lessons wasn't on paper.
That was taught like.
And so when different people wrote it down, right? You know, you got all different things that started affecting. You know what I mean? Their memory, you know what I mean? How good they could spell. You know what I'm saying? You know, you write it down for somebody, right? Okay, you can spell good, but your handwriting is horrible. So now the other person is trying to decipher what interorientation means. They don't even know that word, so it turns into interpretation. You understand what I'm saying? You know, but that's how I deal with it is by look, see like just how the brother was here just now, and we dealt with mathematics, and the guy was like, yeah, that's right, you know, that's the same thing I know. He had the knowledge at least since the early 70s. I ain't exactly sure, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, that's how you know what you're doing is right. You know what I'm saying? We measuring ourselves against only the original man can really, you understand what I'm saying? Like if we say right now, we the original man, you can't measure yourself with the Caucasian. You see what I mean? Because he wasn't around that long. Just like I say, that's one of the things he do when he impose his time on you, right? Is now you either have to fit all your history into his limitation on time, or it didn't happen. You understand what I'm saying? So, like you said, when you study Kemet, it's certain things they can't really tell you about because that's not inside they, timeline for civilization or whatever, you know what I'm saying, they think is going on. You know what I mean? Now this right here, come for a second.
Pardon me, God. What's Kemet? Kemet is the science of ancient Africa?
Yeah, that's a name for Egypt. I ain't sure. I think they said Kem means black.
Okay.
So, now, this is how you write this on the top, right? Of the first paper. Matter of fact, make it the second paper, cause the first one is where you're gonna put your name when you choose. All right. Now look, build or destroy, not divine. All right. Write that down just like that. All right, we got some people in here. Let's see what's going on with our people, man. Before we get to Allah will manifest over here.
Also.
All right, you got SW came in, Divine Truth, Smoke Dower, Stocky B, Supreme I Am, Supreme Man, Musa I gotta look at that page to see if it got interpretation or interorientation. I just happen to know a lot of people got interpretation.
But this one?
Yeah, I had it like that too.
So orientation is on this, I think.
It's an interorientation.
Interorientation and that one says on that and on those degrees that Umar got. But when I got 136, I had interpretation.
Musaddiq said peace, Allah will manifest.
Peace.
Lord Shallah said square miles must be in there. Wise you, peace. SW, Lakes and Rivers cover 1 million square miles. Jah God.
Oh, peace to the God. Jah God. From now born.
Oh, you know the God?
Yeah.
Alright.
And I think
Supreme
Oh,
I
I've been
Am
building
from
too.
Texas. Allah. Stocky B. To get that hoodie, you gotta click on the link. There's a link that says in the description box that says the labs. The labs.bigcartel. Go through that site.
and the hills and mountains is blank too, God.
True Self said he has interorientation.
Right?
Why kills people? Anybody in here know why kill? Not know who he is, know him. I Eternal Son of Allah, New Kingdom Now Justice. That's SW. Okay, we got Darwin K. Johnson. I see Lord Hashem has brought me a lot of brothers to build with. Born Jamel said, what year was the 1 in 36 written? 1934. D. Stewart, Luke Cage, peace. Stocky B is Shaquem. Dr. Denkenstein, Just Magnetic. Yeah, Allah Will Manifest came back. We about to see what he's been building. Yeah, the 1 in 36 was written in 1934. Divine Allah, Sham God King. When you say the original lesson had interpretation in it, Sham God, what do you mean by that? D Christian. Wise, you said today's order is culture of freedom. Our God is a culture that I sincerely love, a large math with order. I learned to walk and talk. I learned to walk and talk and free self from the devil's culture. Yeah, what do you mean by that when you said it first said interpretation? That's the first time I heard that. But while we waiting on that, what you been up to?
Still doing my knowledge, understanding, equality.
I don't know, you know, it's a little bit long for you to be dealing with knowledge, understanding.
Nah, I didn't want to move on because all, you know what I mean? I had to come, I had to come here. I had to get, that's how I felt.
Okay.
I didn't want to.
But all right, but I'm gonna tell you now though. Look, you already God now. Like, see this right here, we go into the details, right? And I got certain things about growth and development as a 5% that I got that experience. You understand what I'm saying?
Peace.
So I can add on with y'all. You see what I'm saying? But see, the first day, I already told you everything you really gotta know. See what I'm saying? When I told you that you was God, that's really everything you need to know. All the rest of this stuff I'm saying, it'll come out of you too. You understand what I'm saying? Over the time. But see, you can't wait for me to be God. You can't wait for me for you to be God, I'm saying. You understand what I'm saying? I understand what you mean that, yo, you don't want to be progressing in things and then be going the wrong direction.
Nah,
but studying the lessons,
discipline. You know what I'm saying? It was more like my discipline.
and that's what I'm telling you.
I'm trying to the older guards,
That's my point. Is that you gotta have that discipline within yourself. See, that's the difference between us, right? And all those other religious people who have some knowledge about the supremeness of the original man. That's the difference between us and them. You see what I'm saying? Is that we could take the responsibility where the rest of them, they gotta have some type of rituals or practices to keep them in tune with what their nature is. You understand what I'm saying? Or they gotta go and see certain individuals to tell them their idea of what their nature is. You understand what I'm saying? Or they gotta go to another individual and confess all the stuff that they know they did wrong. Because if you didn't know it was wrong, why would you be confessing? You understand what I'm saying? You knew you was wrong when you did it, but you did it anyway. See, that's the difference between us and religious people. See what I'm saying? They deal with confession and repentance and all that. We deal with justice.
I used to look at that concept and I used to just think about it. Like the way the Christianity is taught, how, if you're doing sin, okay, you confessing to a man behind a, because before I was 5%, I was 85% going to the church or whatever, you confessing to another man, your sins, everything you're doing bad. So that's how I got awoke too, because ain't you supposed to be confessing into that mystery God up there? You know what I'm saying? What's you doing confessing to him for? You know what I'm saying? He's a man just like you.
Yeah, that's a question, yeah, that's a question you had.
He's telling the people
Yeah.
that he represents the mystery God.
Yeah, and that's how they have the people done deaf and blind. They're not making they're not using common sense. Because if you use common sense, you should already know that's not real.
But why they fear the devil now that they're big, now that they're grown, he told me, gave them the wrong food, so they're not thinking self-consciously and, conscious,
Right.
as far as consciously in the atmosphere, But you're only gonna have that knowledge if you have that knowledge and that understanding. See, with the 85 that I learned, you gotta show them. You can't really talk to them, You gotta show them more than you know, because they watch a bunch of things that pollute their brain all day and read, you know, the wrong fools basically, you know what I'm saying? So they see the images of, you know, hip hop and things that they want to be, you know what I'm saying? And they think that, you know, this is who I want to be, so this is who I am. You know, no, actually, it's the same thing worshiping Mystery God. It's the same thing like you go to church. You know, some people worship sports stars and, you know, things of that nature.
So Sham God King said Elijah's lessons in the 30s had the word interpretation. Lord Shalai said the original lessons did not have interpretation in it as far as I know. I mean, I'm not all that familiar with the problem book.
Pardon me, Lord. Aren't those like two different words in just in general with two different meanings?
Say again, black mind, peace. Say it again. I heard you. I'm listening to you. You said they two words that what?
Are they two different words that have two completely different meanings, or?
Well, see,
I never looked.
Yeah, they do. And to me, right, interpretation doesn't fit.
To me,
you know, interpret means that, you know,
you want to understand it.
So,
not even understand it. But
right, there's some, look,
yeah.
What's the most we know interpret from is from an interpreter, right? Somebody speaking a language that somebody don't understand, and you need somebody to interpret that to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm saying. What was the thing that they didn't understand? What did they interpret? To me, interorientation fit because inter means between, right? Orient means to situate. And when you put ation behind something, it turns a verb into a noun. You understand what I mean? Just on the science of etymology, what I'm saying. You see what I mean? Ation is like if you present somebody with something, that's a verb. But if you make a presentation, that's a noun. That's what tation does on the end of a word. You understand what I'm saying? So, people who say interpretation, I would like to know what are they saying? What was interpreted? What was interpreted?
What you was translating? They knew a different language, and you was interpreting for them.
But they got to know that language.
Yeah.
For you to interpret.
But I think the word interorientation is more appropriate.
Okay.
But you know, I mean, yeah, you have to ask somebody who has that to explain why they see it that way. What you up to?
You told me to write down Supreme Mathematics.
Mm-hmm.
And I also wrote down Supreme Alphabet.
Yeah, you shouldn't have did that, but let me see.
Alright. I should have asked for that.
But sometimes it bees like that. All right. For 4, you got this backwards. It should say divine or destroyed. Well, I guess he got it backwards. This, make sure you know that this says rule and not roll. 19 is self or savior. So as SW said, they had to come and speak our language in order to communicate. We weren't speaking English at that time. So you saying that's what was interpreted was their language? To me, that's still not an interpretation. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm speaking to somebody Spanish, right, that don't speak English, I'm not interpreting. Yeah, I'm just talking to you. And we having difficulty because there is no interpreter. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, but if I meet you and look, it could be something I could say, yo, bye, and you look, you like, oh yeah, because now I made an intro orientation where you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? And we could make a trade, could be anything. Like you be walking down the street and you go like that, and I know you want a lighter, so then you know what I'm saying? And that was our relationship right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, how you know him, how you oriented to this person. You understand what I mean? But they gotta draw it up how they want. District 120 said, how could they have interpreted the idea of receiving more gold if they told them that they would receive more gold? And also, we let them keep the language so they already knew how to communicate.
Pawn self guard, I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
Is trading the language, but not verbally talking, but like trading, like objects?
Is it a language?
Yeah, like it's just something simple to be understood. Like, you know, like trading. Like you got a hat, I got a shirt. You know, instead of me, I can see that you need a shirt and you see I need a hat. So instead of me like here, or like, yo, I trade you, I just, you know, come to you.
Like commerce, you're saying?
Well, not really commerce until I start doing trade. Like, you know.
Trade is, you're saying, you're asking if the trade is the actual language itself.
Actual fact.
Nah.
Fact.
Yeah,
that can be a language, trade.
Because you wouldn't have to establish the value of the things between
Now,
each other.
That goes back to gold.
Peace, how y'all doing?
Everybody know what gold is. They said they receive more gold for their labor. So, just only not verbally saying, but you know what gold is, huh?
Lord Shalah said, who knows the common language amongst traders across that continent? See, when you say a language, right, ideas have to be communicated. You understand what I'm saying? Like when you know, I see you saying that. See, they're both forms of equality. They're both forms of equality.
Even with religion.
They're both forms of exchange. You understand what I'm saying with people? But see, the trade has to be based on the language. You understand what I'm saying? Like he asked a question right now that I'm not sure I know the answer to when he said, what is the language amongst all the traders over there? See, like right now, right?
System.
English is the language of trade globally. You understand what I'm saying? That's why, you know, you could see diplomats, right? Whenever they might come to America to be at the UN or something, and they speak English. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's what you call the lingua franca. You know what I'm saying? That's the language that, you know, all of the people speak. They may speak their own language. Like just look, in America, right? English is the lingua franca. But you got, you know, Hispanic people that speak Spanish. You got Chinese people that speak Chinese. You got French people that speak French. But if we all want to communicate together, we got to speak English. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I said the trade still has to be based on the language, because you got to be able to tell me how much you want for this good or this service. You see what I'm saying? Listen, if that guy comes on your page to ask that question about who's the 5%,
Who's this?
I don't know,
What's his name?
I don't recall. He's apparently an NOI. But yeah, I need to address that because he made a very good point.
Yeah, so when it says the trader made an interpretation and said there was, who was the trader? The trader was John Harding Hawkins. So he spoke English.
Mm-hmm.
So the people that he had in captivity, they didn't speak English. They probably spoke their native language from where he got them from.
Yeah, but see, you gotta remember because the first people that arrived, right, is the Portuguese and the Spanish.
Okay.
They got experience with the Africans. You see what I'm saying? Because they was conquered by the Moors for 700 years. You understand what I mean? So they got experience with the language. They got other African people there. Just like Columbus was brought over here by the Moorish navigators. You understand what I'm saying? They had them the whole time.
So you saying you saying that the traders had they knew more languages than just besides English?
Well, the first traders that came spoke Portuguese and Spanish.
Okay.
And then they spoke Dutch. The English came way later. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm saying that you gotta remember, even before that, there's a history in the Mediterranean. You see what I mean? These people have been doing trade and therefore communicating with each other for hundreds of years. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that everybody on both sides spoke all of the language, but I'm saying they had people that have been dealing with each other the whole time. You understand what I'm saying? Like, in order for them to come to Egypt, you understand what I mean? All these different things, there's always been communication.
And then another thing that I say too, because in the continent Africa is so big that there's a lot of languages spoken in that country of that continent. You know, it's not just French. It's just not Swahili. It's just not. And it's a lot. They even speak Spanish.
But see, they didn't deal with all the people.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, they only dealt with the people they was making a deal with. Because remember, the deal is for some other people. You understand what I'm saying? And we come in here saying, look, so we gonna make this deal. We're gonna hit you off with this whiskey or whatever. You know what I'm saying? These guns, and you're gonna bring us some brothers. So they didn't meet with the other brothers. You understand what I'm saying? They dealt with the people that they could come and communicate to people who have been doing trade. Like, see, the Moors was they had I don't know what the word is for it, but it was a trade, right? Going from North Africa over the Saharan desert, coming to like the last city, right? Before you hit the Saharan desert is Timbuktu. That's one of the things that happened in Timbuktu. They kept getting raided by the North Africans for slaves.
So when you speak about the Moors, the Turkish Muslims, those are the Moors?
The Moors is Africans.
The Africans.
You know what I'm saying? So, and you know, they had communication with different people the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, empires is trading amongst each other. You know what I mean? There's some empires that don't know the other one exists, but they trading amongst each other. Even, look, in order for them to have a war with each other, they got to know they exist. You understand what I'm saying? Lord Shallah said, English is the modern day language of trade nowadays. That's why almost everywhere on the planet speaks English. Swahili is 1,000 years old. Rakim Raz, fast 3 days, ask questions, taking notes, traveling lands for knowledge. Yeah, he hungry for it. He talk about true ambition. Hey, his name is Ambition. What'd you expect? Marquez Miller, who's this? Martez Miller said Moors are Africans that traveled to Spain. I mean, they did a little more than travel. They took it over for 700 years. But that's that science with that language science. But what degrees did you actually get to will manifest.
Pawn stuff.
Right now it's the whole, now I understand equality, I'm just still working on numbers, dealing with the math of it. But I know it.
You got the whole thing? But you don't, alright, so what's the 25th one?
That's what I'm working on. Control for the Muslim.
Alright. See, one cool about that is, well, the way I did it is I started off with knowing every fifth
I didn't
one.
bring my book, cause
Why would you need it?
Nah,
You talking about to take notes?
Nah, my book, where I do my method of how I learn my mathematics,
Alright, but what I'm telling you is,
make it a little easier for me,
Rakim Raz said the Moors are the traders in the 1 at 36. What are you talking about? Who, John Hart and Hawkins? What degrees you knowledge, Rakim Raz? But see how I learned it was I learned every fifth one first. So then even if I had to count, I didn't have to count from that far. You understand what I'm saying? Then from there, I learned every, I think I went to every other one or every third one. And then eventually, you know what I'm saying? It's all there. But I'm just saying that, with the alphabet, I did the same thing. You know what I mean? Because when you first get the knowledge, you don't know the numbers. And it's like you don't want to be counting through the whole, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I, my method of doing that. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of the ways how I learned was, super simple because I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? So I was applying the tools that I had at that time. Rakim Raz, we still waiting on that 1 at 36 science you saying. Shalai said the reason for John Hart and Hawkins' success is rooted in his father's history. Now, this is I don't know who his father is. I don't know anything about his father's history, but I do know that Francis Drake is his cousin. So maybe this is what Shalai is getting ready to get into. Maybe John Hart and Hawkins' father was the one who was related to whichever one of Francis Drake's parents, and perhaps that has something to do with the British took over the seas. Still waiting on Rakim Raz, man. Anybody spoke to Mahadi in them? P Almighty?
No, I think that I wanted that number.
Yeah, but that's what we're gonna do too. One of these after the classes, when it's like reveal P Almighty, when y'all all know 120. Y'all gonna just quote the whole 120. You know what I'm saying? And how y'all gonna do that science, right? Is you gonna take a degree, like you take the first degree in the 1 to 10, and you take the second degree in 1 to 10, you take the third degree, and y'all go through the whole 120. You know what I'm saying? It's different. When I'm showed y'all, that's the basic one. There's other more formal sciences, when you're dealing with the cipher. Like if you're dealing with certain times, we coming together, we having a cipher to make a decision. You know what I'm saying? When you have a cipher like that, right? You go into the center of the cipher. You know what I'm saying? You go into the center of the cipher, you say your name, and you quote the highest degree that you know. So now, you know what I'm saying? Like we making a decision here, you know what I'm saying? If you talking about stuff in the 1 to 40 and you only in the 1 to 10, we gonna be like, all right, listen, we trying to work with knowledge, not emotion. You understand what I'm saying? So that's how you would conduct that type of cipher. You know, some people, that's the way they did it. You know what I'm saying? They always conducted that slightly more formal level of the cipher. You know what I'm saying? But the one I'm showing y'all that's where I started. You see what I'm saying?
I have a question about the Moors, right? Cause I heard about the Moorish sign symbol that don't have nothing to do with that, Darkim.
Say it again.
You know the Moors. When they say the Moors, is those are the brothers that be teaching that about Noble Drew Ali?
Those are different sets.
Those different sets.
That's a different set. Those brothers over here, you know what I'm saying? Those Moors got a wilder history than